By the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, and by the pentacle of earth, I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, so we may transform it into light. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Together we walk the path of the dove and serpent spread, an 11-fold journey of transformation. Each position reveals a unique aspect of your journey, alternating between the essence of your being and the events that help to shape your destiny. Remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Four of Pentacles. This is safety, security, stability. This is a routine. This is a fortified home, right? This is a sacred space, a safe space. In position one, the station, this is what is sort of preoccupying us right now. This is how we see ourselves. And this is kind of what is, what's important to us right now, what's on our mind, what we sort of worry about, what we're thinking about, most of the time, right? And I feel like you're somebody that's holding everything together. I feel like you're the one that's in charge. You're the one that is making sure that everything functions smoothly in your life, maybe in your home or at work or at school, whatever it is, in the relationship maybe. You're the one that seems to be doing all the work, right? At least as far as we're looking at this, it feels like you are responsible for keeping things functioning in an orderly fashion. You're somebody with a good routine. You're somebody that's organized. You keep the schedule. You keep the calendar. You make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. You're the one who's kind of making sure that there is safety, security, and stability. Whether it's at work, at home, at school, doesn't really matter. It could be at the book club, could be at the library, or the ice cream shop, doesn't matter. You're the one that seems to be keeping things fortified, right? And there is a certain kind of, power here, certain kind of a responsibility. Yeah, we need to put this card into a little bit of context and see what's taking place in this situation for you, in this area of life where you feel like you are in charge. There's a Three of Swords. We feel like we are responsible for the well-being or for the structure of this thing, right? We have a Five of Wands. We have a Queen of Pentacles. And that is your superpower card, okay? It's a mutable earth energy, which represents the Virgo energy in action. Interesting that it's in your past here, okay? We have a Six of Swords. And we have a Knight, look at that, a Knight of Pentacles looking at the future, the Queen of Pentacles looking at the past. So we're right in that middle portion where I don't know if we're at a crossroads, if we're kind of at a turning point. I think it's a turning point here. Yeah. You've got a Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles now, Two of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Fool. Interesting with that Fool at the end. I was not expecting the Fool at the end of this, okay? I think that you were right about something, and I think that everyone's going to see it, okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with everybody's favorite Tiny Bob Ross right on top. And now we're not going to look at that happy little card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. All right. Now, as we look around the room, that's the only major arcana card we have, the Fool, right? And to me, the Fool kind of feels vindicated right now. The Fool kind of feels like I told you so. Yeah. The Fool feels like free. It feels like we're sort of doing a happy dance with that Fool energy. Okay. We've got fire. You got a little bit of water, which is just not the best, right? This is, and it's in the position of our fear, worry, and concern, our anxiety. We don't want this thing to spoil. Okay. You've got air. Okay. Quite a strong air. The Three of Swords. We'll get to that. And we've got earth, and earth. Okay. This is the horizontal path, the horizontal axis on the path of the dove, showing the ending, a stabilization, and a new beginning. And even the Fool is a new beginning. I think that you have some kind of an idea. There's something that you're fighting for that you believe is going to help to bring about more success and stability, or more safety, security, integrity. Something that you believe is the right path. Okay? I feel like there's some opposition. Okay? And of course, we got opposition here in the position of your environment. There's something that's provoking you and provoking this sort of fight energy. Okay? Not like a literal fight. I feel like you're advocating for something. And I feel like you're going to be proven right. And I feel like we're doing a happy dance here at the end. Okay? Let's talk about our second card, the Three of Swords. This is in position to the battlefield. This is where your quest lies right now. And this is the card really of sorrow. This is the card of, to me, it feels like a deep visceral knowledge of something. It feels that you know beyond the shadow of a doubt what the right thing to do here is, but there's somebody or something that is making you doubt yourself. And it could be that, I don't know. The Three of Swords is something usually tied to the past that is affecting us in the present. So it could be a time where I trusted myself and I was wrong. Or, I've been trained to not trust myself. It could be that you have a memory here of a time in your life where you didn't trust yourself and things worked out terribly. There's something here that says we need to stop restricting our nature. And we need to start listening to that inner wisdom, that light within. I mean, your card is the Hermit card, right? Your superpower card. And then the major arcana, every major card is associated with either an element or a planet or a zodiac sign, right? And for your zodiac sign, it's the Hermit. So this really seems to be your hermitness, debating whether or not to say anything or do anything. Is this something worth fighting for? Or should I keep my mouth shut? Should I speak up and say, hey, this is what we need to do at home, at work, at school, whatever. This is the truth. Do we speak that truth? And do we take the step forward and say, I know what to do and let me handle it? Or do we let something crash and burn? Do we let something kind of go? Do we hands off, we let it happen? And then we say, see, I told you so. Or do we step up? Do we fix the problem? Do we address the issue? Do we fight for what we believe in? Do we advocate for our plan and have a real happy ending here? Okay. The Three of Swords is a card called sorrow. Yeah. Are we going to be sorry that we spoke up, or are we going to be sorry that we didn't? Okay. Is there going to be regret? Yeah. I feel like you have the opportunity to really fix something now, or rectify something, or to sort of take some kind of a leadership position in a way, or to fight back, or to push back and say, no, this is the right way to do it. Let me show you. Let me prove it to you. Right? We can prove something in a positive way. We get involved, we do the thing, we prove ourselves right. Okay? Or we let something else happen. I don't touch it. And I'm going to go ahead and let you fail. And then when you fail, I can say, see, I was right. I think either way, you're going to be proven right? And everyone's going to see that you were right. But what do you need? What's the best way to go about doing that? By you just staying quiet, Don't say anything. Just let them crash and burn. Let it fail. And then you can say, yeah, see, I was right. Or do you get involved and do you take up the battle? Right? Do you take up the fight here? Do you take this as your mission? Do you take this as your purpose? Yeah. Sometimes this card is about complexes that prevent us from taking the appropriate actions. Okay, so something is built into you that is maybe a little bit mistrusting or a little bit guarded, especially when it comes to that Four of Pentacles. We may be right now experiencing a lack of appreciation. It may feel as if I don't want to say anything. I don't want to help anybody because I've been getting the shaft for years. I've been getting overlooked. I've been getting mistreated in a way, or unappreciated, right? Not appreciated. Especially with the Four of Pentacles, it feels like you're the one that's sort of keeping everything running. And yet there is this sense of like, you're not getting the recognition you deserve. You're not getting the treatment that you deserve. There's not a lot of good water energy here, is there? If anything, there's just some rather toxic water energy. So in your situation right now, it feels like you kind of have a choice about how you're going to respond to something, how you're going to react towards something. Because it does feel like you're maintaining some sort of order or some sort of structure. You're the one that is the foundation of this thing. And I believe that you're not being recognized for your contribution. Okay? The Three, to me, feels as if we were expecting some kind of recognition or appreciation that never arrived. Okay? So your quest right now, the task before you, the challenge, the thing that's kind of making you feel like, I gotta either back away from this and not do it, or I gotta respond and I've gotta answer the call. I have to respond to the summons, right? We've got this fire energy here. Or we have to somehow back off. Okay. The card underneath is the Five of Wands, right? It's in position 3. It's the soul position. It's what's within you. And right now there is this striving. It feels like there's some part of you that needs to speak up or make a change or sort of voice an opinion or push back against something. Of course, anytime we get a 4, right, we start looking for the 5. We say something's got to change. Yeah. Things can't keep going the way they've been going, because this says like, yeah, I'm in charge, I'm keeping everything going, but I'm miserable. I'm starting to feel unappreciated. I'm starting to feel worn out. I'm starting to even ask that kind of fundamental existential question, why? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I stick around and keep trying to fix everything and keep everything going, right? Maybe there's even a little bit of a vibe here where it's like, you know what, if I stopped doing the laundry for a day, then everybody would notice me, you know? If suddenly the dishes didn't get washed, I bet people would take notice. So it's almost like we're thinking about the absence. If we were to sort of seclude ourselves from, you know, the scenario or sort of go hermit mode for a few minutes, that would get people to take notice. Like, people don't notice when you're there, but they'll sure notice when you're not there. Okay, so it's kind of like even at work, it's just like, well, if I stop showing up, they're going to notice. If I stop making the phone calls or doing the paperwork or whatever, then they're going to notice, and then they'll appreciate me. You know, it's kind of like we're thinking about going on strike in our life, you know. But I feel like we're not going to do that. I feel like what we're going to do instead is we're going to sort of we're going to step up a little bit more, and we're going to demand to be noticed and appreciated. I think there's something in you that wants to be louder, that wants to speak up. You want to shine your light even brighter, something that in you, something that wants to call attention to yourself, you know. Spirit's saying you had a lot of restaurant jobs in your life or something like that, right? You've worked with food or food service, yeah. And who's the L person? There's an L person in your life. I don't know if it's a cousin or a sister, but there's a distance between the two of you. Yeah. In the soul position, the Five of Wands is something inside of you that is reaching out for more, striving for more. I want more in my life. I'm not content with just a Four of Pentacles routine, habit, just kind of doing the same thing day in, day out, right? It's starting to feel as if it's kind of draining my soul a little bit. So we're looking for something that transcends. We're looking for something that adds a little bit more. We're looking for maybe some kind of a more important role, something that's going to make us stand out from the crowd a little bit. So if this is at work, it's kind of like saying, I feel unnoticed. I feel this is too monotonous. This is too routine. I need to strive for something bigger. Maybe I'm going to go and apply for the promotion. Maybe I want to ask my boss if there's some kind of special project that I can do or something. Can I switch departments? Can I do something else? Can you give me more responsibility? Can I somehow make myself shine a little bit more here? Okay. Because I feel like you're capable of so much more than what is being offered you in this situation. And so whether this is, again, at home, at school, at work, it doesn't really matter. The point is that we want to strive for more. There's something in you that is not content with being stuck in that box of that Four of Pentacles. It's a very important role, but it doesn't feel like you're really getting the glory or the recognition or the appreciation that you deserve. Okay. Now, in the past position, we have your superpower card, right? Position 4 is the dwarf position. Represents something from our history that's still affecting us right now. And the queens, first of all, are always looking at the past. Yeah. And the first thing they're doing is they're looking at the long and winding road that they took to get where they are. Looking at the ups and downs, looking at the twists and turns. You can see in the queen, the card, that she's looking at the long winding road, right? So I feel like we are... in some ways, we're feeling like I've been through too much in my life to just settle, to limit myself, or to feel as if my potential is being squandered here in this situation. I need to do something else. Maybe there's something where it's like, I want to step up and let me do that big project. Maybe we're meeting with some opposition. Maybe the boss is saying, no, that's for someone else, some more experience. You're saying, no, let me do it. I can do it. Okay? Because I feel like you've come too far, you've had too much experience of life to kind of take no for an answer. I feel like you're not taking no for an answer. You're advocating, you're saying, yes, I can do it, let me do it. I feel like maybe we're trying to prove ourselves here a little bit. The queens are also talking about endings. Yeah, how we deal with endings. Looking back at something that took place in our life and wondering maybe if this is you remembering the times in your life, probably more than one time, where we didn't advocate for ourselves and something happened that wasn't in our best interest, that wasn't as fulfilling or didn't speak to our highest nature or didn't lead to our ultimate fulfillment or didn't allow us to fulfill our potential. In other words, sometimes the queen has a little bit of regret. Looking back at the past and saying, I should have done something back there. I should have stepped up. I should have said yes. I should have advocated. And so maybe we're looking back at our life and thinking of those occasions where we took no for an answer and we said, oh, okay, and we walked away, right? Rather than saying, rather than in some way proving our capabilities. Now, it feels to me like this is probably about some kind of a work thing or a financial thing or something that has to do with our... kind of the routine of our human daily physical lives, okay? So it's the work that you're doing, and I don't know that it's your job. I don't know if maybe you're retired, but it's kind of like what our daily activities are like. And the queen is kind of, regretting those times in life where we didn't push. Where maybe somebody said we can't do something, and we said, oh yeah, you're probably right. Right? Or those moments where we had that spark of inspiration. I want to fight. I'm ready to do this. And we kind of talk ourselves out of it. No, maybe not. Yeah. Maybe I probably can't do that. And then we didn't. Some missed opportunities, maybe. Okay. Though I feel like there is a personality clash somewhere at work here. I feel as if we are really trying to establish ourselves as a resource, as a valuable asset here. Okay. When we go up to the top in position 5, the giant position, we see the 6 of Swords, right? It's card of science. And in a way, this is a plan or a blueprint. Okay. But right now, I think that this is the motivating factor for you. I think you are a very organized person. I think that you tend to be very reasonable. You tend to understand how things work. But I feel like with all great science, we need risk. We need fire, right? This is kind of like predictable. This is you've got a map and it's got a course set out for you. It's like, no, this is your job description. This is who you are. This is what you're supposed to do. Stick to the script. This is you improvising, you know? And so in a very, I don't know, maybe a very spiritual way, we feel like we don't want to stick to this script anymore. That, whatever we have been told we are, whatever story is built into us from our history, from our past, from the choices we've made, the experiences that we've had in life from age 0 until now. Because the Queen of Pentacles knows that everything that's ever happened to us has made me who I am here today, right now, talking to you. Every thought, word, and deed, every choice I've made, and everything that's happened in my life is the reason why I am who I am today. And some of those things we may feel right now are limiting us. It's kind of the story that we tell ourselves. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm capable of. And over here, these are all the things I'm not. These are all the things I'm not capable of. These are all the things that are not meant for me. And so we feel like we all have this story or this script, a narrative that we have to stick to. Well, this is saying I'm going to improvise. I don't want to stick to the script. Some of the best scenes of any movie are the ones that are improvised, you know? The ones that generally kind of stick to a certain type of script, but are a little bit more of our authenticity gets to shine. So I think these moments in your life really are, it's a moment for you to step up and for you to make something a little bit magical here, okay? So this is kind of that giant motivating force for you, is to just say, no, I'm not going to just accept that this is who I am and these are the narrow confines of my life. No, I'm going to do something big. I'm going to take that opportunity. I'm going to take that job. I'm going to advocate for myself. I'm going to go do the big thing that nobody thinks I can do, or that some parts of me don't think I can do. Okay. And so this is, it's kind of, to me, this feels a little bit like that hermit energy too. It feels like we're going off trail. I feel like we're going off script here a little bit. I'm not just going to do what everybody expects me to do. I'm not going to just say yes and walk away. I'm going to say no. I'm standing up for myself, and I demand a chance. You know, maybe there's something that we feel is not quite fair that's taking place. Or we're not being given the opportunity or the recognition or the chance to prove ourselves that we should be getting. And we're not just going to stay quiet about it. I feel like we're going to have the conversation. And we're going to have it again and again if we need to. Okay. Now, I don't feel like you like to be the center of attention. I feel like right now, though, you're kind of putting yourself out there. And maybe this is the challenge for you, is to overcome that script or that story or that narrative that says you have to stay in the background. In the future position 6, it's the imago. The next step for you, right, is to look at this big mountain before you, this big challenge, this big quest, and believe that you can accomplish it. See, the knights are looking at the future. The knights are looking for ways to begin the big project, or the process, or the quest. Okay. Interesting that we have the queen looking at the past in the past. We have the knight looking at the future in the future. You have to, first of all, believe that you can do this thing. You have to set your eyes on the prize here. Because if you're staying here in this Four of Pentacles box, you're just doing what's expected of you. You're doing the bare minimum, perhaps, right? You're just trying to stay inside your lane, this is the role for you in life. But you're not happy in that role. So the next step for you is to look up. Don't just look at the four walls around you. Look up. What is the next level for you? And sometimes we sometimes we don't think of that. We don't think of what the next level is. What is the goal here? Sometimes we just think of, this is the work in front of me, and I've got to just do what's in the horizontal realm, the earthly realm here. This is my floor, right? This big skyscraper building. This is my floor. I've got to just deal with what's here. I don't worry about what's going on above me. I don't worry about what's going on below me. I just stay here on this floor, and I take care of business. And that's somebody who is reliable, hardworking, takes their job seriously, but doesn't ever aspire to anything more. Well, that's good. That's a good employee, right? Because we know they're going to be around. This is a person that's going to be content and happy just doing the same thing for years and years and years and years. That takes the burden off of the employer, But now we're sort of looking higher. Now, instead of just looking at what's going on here, now we're aspiring. We're looking up and thinking, wait, why shouldn't I be trying to climb the ladder? Why am I okay just being right here and on this floor? I want to see what's on the next floor. Okay, so I feel like when we start to get this feeling of, I don't call it contentment really, but this feeling of like familiarity and comfortability. I'm really good at my job on this floor, and I'm starting to feel a little bit icky about it. It's starting to lose its luster. I'm starting to not feel so good about it. I'm not happy. Feel there's some kind of melancholy here about life on this floor. That's when we know it's time to start planning what the next level is for us. I'm saying, okay, this floor has gotten too familiar. I'm too comfortable here. There's part of me that feels maybe a little bit afraid of what else could be up there. But I feel a striving. I feel an ambition. Now the Five of Wands, right? This is the card. This is a human. 5, right? 5 fingers. This is the human hand reaching out to grab whatever's next. Reaching up to grab whatever's next in life. Having goals and now feeling like I gotta have a goal. What is the goal that I want now? What could be next in this situation for me? Yeah. What is the next step up from where you are? In any aspect of your life, whether this is physical fitness, whether this is relationships, whether this is at home, at work, or at school, what is the next logical step up the ladder for you? Because you're not content with staying where you are on this floor. What are the steps to get to the next floor? We have to be able to look up and see what the goal is. See this card, you look at it, can't see the top of the mountain, can you? No, but we can see the next steps ahead of us. Okay, we may not know what the ultimate goal is, but I know that I want to continue growing. I know that I want to continue exploring my capacities and my capabilities as a spiritual being and as a human being. And I know that I'm not content staying put. It's familiar, it's safe, but I know I'm not happy. So what is next? Yeah. And that's kind of this card in the future position here. Now looking at the future and thinking, I want more. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want to get outside the box. Now let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay, now. Your persona, your general energy is a 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is someone that's rocking the boat. People see you now as somebody who's starting to not be such a predictable sort of routine, person. Starting to see that there's something shifting now. That there is, maybe you're being, I don't know, maybe people are starting to look at you as a little bit of a troublemaker. Somebody that is kind of like getting riled up. Somebody that is, you're starting to have aspirations now. You're starting to want more for yourself. And so it feels like maybe we're being disruptive. People are maybe looking at you as like making yourself a little bit too noticeable. It's kind of like the squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing, And I feel like you're being a bit of a squeaky wheel because you're kind of saying, no, I want the chance. Give me the opportunity. Let me try. Let me do it. Let me try it. I feel like somebody around you saying, no, that's not for you. That's not your job. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And you're like saying, no, like, let me try to do it. I can fix it. I can accomplish it. Let me prove it to you. I know what I'm doing. I can learn this. I can do whatever. I feel like we're really advocating for ourselves here, and we're becoming kind of a squeaky wheel. And maybe this is really important. Maybe this is the persona. This is kind of a general energy. This is the persona. This is what other people see. And maybe this is it. Maybe if you just speak up, you keep advocating for yourself, you're going to get that opportunity or get that chance. You're going to wear down your boss, and they're going to say, fine, you can go ahead and try that job or whatever and see if it works out for you. Okay? I'm not saying that we should be a pest or that we should annoy our boss until we kind of get what we want, but we're not going to get the opportunity. We're not going to climb the ladder. We're not going to fulfill our potential if we don't advocate for ourselves and speak up about something, okay? And I don't know if this is at home, at work, at school, if it's something physical or financial, mentally or emotional, or spiritual or creative kind of, situation for you. But I do know that you're trying to physically do more than perhaps what somebody else thinks you're capable of, okay? Maybe the six of swords here is just us following the rules. Yeah, that we are, we're not so keen anymore on just following this map. That we're sort of going off trail again. We're looking to go beyond what is the expected course of action here. We're looking to fulfill our nature because we want to feel more fulfilled. Okay. And of course, the Two of Wands now, the next position, the shadow position. This is somebody in your life, right? To me, this is a relationship that you have that is challenging you. Somebody, like, it's almost like when somebody tells you you can't do something, makes you want to do it more. I feel like that's what this is, especially as these two positions are very intimately connected in the Dove and Serpent spread. What's inside of you, what's outside of you, right? This is kind of what's brewing inside your soul, and this is what is happening outside your skin. Somebody's telling you no. That's making you pissed off. Someone's saying no, and you're saying, oh yeah. Someone's saying you can't, and you're saying, oh yeah. Okay? This is triggering you. And I think that this is a very positive thing. Okay. Now, if this is, we have to understand that what it's triggering is this striving, ambitious Five of Wands, but it's also then triggering the kind of counteractive mental energy that's saying, no. Maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I am just being obnoxious or annoying. Maybe I am just a squeaky wheel. And maybe I'm rocking the boat and maybe I should just stay in my lane. So we understand that trigger is kind of like, it's creating some conscious disturbances in us too, okay? Because this, again, it's somebody with, there's two wands here and they're clashing. So it feels like somebody's telling you no, someone's telling you you can't, somebody's telling you you won't do it, or just, someone's telling you to just step aside and let the professionals handle it, step aside and let somebody else do it, somebody that knows what they're doing. And I think that really is, that's really angering you, frustrating you, and making you want to do it even more. We have to get over this Three of Swords, which is the unconscious programming or the complexes that say, oh yeah, maybe they're right, and then I'll keep doing what I've always been doing. I'll stay in my Four of Pentacles. I don't know who this person is. This is an Aries energy, but I don't know if it means that there is an Aries person in your life or not. We don't see any major like other zodiac sign influences here. So I don't know if it is necessarily a fire sign person or maybe an Aries. It's possible that it's a Capricorn energy, but I don't think we need to worry too much about that. You know who it is. You know who's been blocking you. And honestly, it could be a part of your own mind. But I feel like literally in the physical world, there's a relationship here that is, someone is trying to tell you that you can't or you're not capable of something. And that's making you want to do it even more. Yeah, so that's the shadow that's kind of bringing out this, because you don't like to be the center of attention, but see, this card's kind of standing out. This card is making itself very known. It's not staying inside of this very comfortable, but yet kind of dull, routine earth energy. It's saying, no, look at me. This is lit up. A bright yellow card here, just visually. This is what is really attracting notice in the frame of my shot here. This is like saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. And even though you're not somebody that likes confrontation, you probably in your life have always avoided it or shied away from it, but there's something now where you're standing up for yourself and you're saying, I'm not just going to lie down and take it. I'm not just going to go back to, being the the good little human that I'm supposed to be. I'm gonna resist that energy that's telling me I can't do something, or that I'm not capable, or I'm not good enough, or whatever that resistance is, whatever that blockage is that's happening in that relationship, whether it's at home, at school, at work, doesn't matter. There's something or someone that is blocking your fulfillment of your true potential, and you're just not gonna take it anymore. The next card is the Spectre, position 9, the fear, worry, concern, the anxiety here, and that's a Seven of Cups. And to me, the Seven of Cups is kind of, it's kind of like, it's the feeling, I think, of, one, if we were to stay where we are, if we were to stagnate here in that Four of Pentacles, we're afraid that we're going to decay, right? That this is like a soul kind of decaying thing, that if I don't explore my potential and try to live up to my potential and explore my creativity and my capabilities, something in me is going to wither away and die. Okay, so it may be that without any kind of ambition or aspiration, we feel as if we're stagnating. We feel as if our life is being nourished with some really poisonous water, some toxic waters. Okay. The anxiety also is kind of here saying that, look, if I advocate for myself, if I step up, if I make myself known, if I let my light shine a little bit, my ambition or my competition or something, then maybe it's going to jeopardize some of the easygoing relationships that I have now. Oh, people aren't going to like me much anymore, right? Maybe we kind of feel like, well, people like me now because I'm so easygoing, I'm so reliable, I keep everything held together. But what if I were to start having ambition and having a voice of my own? What if I was, trying to kind of stand up and do something for myself or whatever it is? Then maybe people aren't going to like me as much. Well, those aren't your people. Okay. So this is that kind of, this is the feeling, that toxic feeling that is going to prevent us from doing what we really need to be doing. Okay, sometimes this is even the relative comfort of sticking to the plan, right? These two positions are very intimately connected in the Dove and Serpent spread as well. And so this is kind of the fear of what might be outside. If I stick to the path, I'll avoid the swamp. If the hermit goes off path, off trail, I'm going to get my robe all muddy. I'm going to step into some quicksand. I'm going to go into uncomfortable things. Because there's something about the Four of Pentacles that seems very comfortable. It's very stable, it's very reliable, or so it seems. What we know about the Fours is that they are impermanent. There's nothing safe or secure or stable about this, though it may appear so temporarily. Okay? But for all intents and purposes, we feel as if we stick to the plan, we're going to avoid some discomfort. Because going outside the Four is taking a step into the discomfort. We're rocking the boat. we're making waves, however you want to look at it. You're standing up for yourself, you're asserting yourself. And so it automatically puts us at risk of stepping into some bovine excrement. Okay? And so there is this Three of Swords that's trying to keep us safe. It's saying, no, just stay in the box. Stay home, stay in this comfortable four, stay in your square, right? Don't go out and do it. Don't explore any other squares, because that's when you're going to get some discomfort. People aren't going to like you. People are going to see you as being, aggressive or competitive or like whatever, or you're too ambitious or something, right? Because people are used to seeing you here, doing what you do and being very reliable and very predictable. So your unconscious complexes are trying to keep you safe by telling you, don't leave the house, stay in bed. Don't go outside, it's too peoply out there. Right? Don't go outside, because that's when you're going to step in the bovine excrement. But that means that you're limiting yourself. And so we know that this is not going to, staying home, staying in that box is not going to work either. Because eventually something inside of you is going to sort of, wither away. That uncomfortable feeling is going to grow inside of you. And, this is kind of saying, like, we might as well just take a chance doing something that means something to us, something that's going to really, like, give us a chance to be ourselves, and meet with the opposition out there and deal with the uncomfortable feelings doing what we want to do, rather than dealing with those uncomfortable feelings inside of us by not doing anything, right? So it's kind of like we can stay in the box and feel icky, or we can get outside of the box and we might feel better inside, but we might step in some sticky stuff, some icky stuff outside, So it's kind of like either way, we're going to get that Seven of Cups. It's just a matter of, do I want to feel it inside? Do I want to feel like I'm kind of deteriorating and rotting from the inside out? Or do I want to just go and take a chance on myself, feel good inside of me, feel alive inside of me, even if it means that other people are going to see me as being abrasive or competitive or too ambitious or too loud or whatever that nonsense. Okay? What we see next is the card of destiny. We see that card of the Fool. The Fool is out there having a good time. The Fool is, one thing about the Fool is that the Fool can be rather inconsiderate. The Fool is living by its own spirit, its own nature, its own essence. Doesn't really take into account how other people feel. And I'm not saying this is how you should be. I'm not saying that this is like the right way to do things. But sometimes we need to do what feels right for ourselves, regardless of how other people are going to react to us. If you step up and stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself, and you pursue things in life that are going to enrich your life and feed your soul and nourish your soul and expand your sense of purpose on this manifested plane, and other people don't like it, tough cookies for them, right? And the Fool is kind of saying, like, here I am. If you don't like it, you don't have to be my friend. If you don't like what I am about or what I'm striving for or who I am and how I'm choosing to express myself, you don't have to be in my life. Now, of course, we don't want to go completely fool and be so inconsiderate that nobody wants to be our friend, right? We don't want to be rude. We don't want to impose on other people and just be obnoxious, right? But we certainly don't want to stay inside the box and say, oh, I'm sorry. Because other people may not want you to make noise. People may not want you to shine your light, So we have to be very careful with this card. But in a way, this is us kind of doing a happy dance, saying, I'm living my life, and I don't care. Sort of loud and proud here. Yeah, but I feel like this is freedom. I feel like this is you kind of, tap dancing to the beat of your own drum, in a way. I feel like this is going to be you. This is you kind of doing the I told you so dance. Okay, whatever it really is going on in your life, I think you're proving yourself right. You're proving that you are capable of doing something, and other people, and it feels to me like it feels competitive in some way. But I feel like you were right, and I feel like everyone's going to see it, and you don't care. You don't care if they see it and they just kind of give you dirty looks, because you did something for yourself that really feels essential. Okay, let's look at the mystery card. Position 11 is the guide. Represents the voice of the silence within your soul. It kind of talks about some character qualities that you might need to develop in order to walk the path ahead. I feel like this is courage. I feel like this is tunnel vision. It may be the hermit. It may be an ace. It may be the strength card. Maybe another fool. It may be the magician. I feel like we need just that. We need to put the blinders on. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about how other people see you. Do the thing that you know in your heart you need to do. Advocate for yourself. Stand up. Take a chance. Take the risk. Go do the thing. Yeah. If you have a prediction for this card, put it in the comments. See what we have. Yeah, the ace. Of course it is. You're being given the gift of the opportunity now. So the ace is kind of like saying, just take that step. Just get up and do it. You're going to feel good that you did. The 4, right? Remember we say, every time we get a 4, we start looking for the 5. You add that ace to it. What do you get? You get 5. So you're taking the exit. You realize that you're being given a ticket, a gift of an opportunity to go outside this box and do something new. Step up. Go after that bigger job, that bigger promotion. Go after that big project or that new client or whatever it is. Go bid on that thing, or, I don't know. Get out of the safe zone and take that risk. You're being given the gift of an opportunity. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not capable of doing this. Don't worry about stepping on other people's toes right now. Of course, you don't want to be rude. You don't want to be obnoxious or abrasive, but you can be competitive, and that's okay. You can want better things for yourself, and if that means that you've got to go a little bit faster than the person next to you, right now, that's okay. Because you spent a long time staying in the box, letting other people have their aspirations and their ambitions, let other people go up the ladder to the next floor. It's your turn to go up. This is your ticket to ride that elevator, or to take the stairs, I guess. I love that. I think this is perfect. Now, please let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation. Remember that the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the patterns of possibilities. It invites you to co-create your destiny. If this reading has illuminated your path in any way, please share your reflections down below. Together we journey onward, ever upward, and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.